Hi, everyone. So what is Art Tribe? I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a peek into Art Tribe, because as I said, I think maybe it's my proudest achievement. And I don't say that boastfully. I mean, in the sense that the members have just stepped up and not only made changes to their lives and grown their art and become more confident, but they've also stepped up and helped each other and turned it into a community which is not just about Louise Fletcher, but is so much more than that. And that's always the dream that I had. If you're wondering, using Facebook is part of Art Tribe, but you don't have to use Facebook to get the benefits of Art Tribe. The community, the chat, the conversation, a lot of that happens in Facebook, but we have a separate website, which we call our hub, where all of the educational materials, artist interviews, Q&A sessions and everything is posted, and there is conversation that takes place in there too. It's just that Facebook is the place where people chat, and there's nothing I can do to change that. So you can still join if you're not a member of Facebook, and you can still get lots out of it, but you get extra out of it if you join the Facebook group as well. So let me show you that hub website, because that might be the best way to describe what you would get when you join. Because once you join, while ever you remain a member, you get all of the new content that I'm creating. We have all sorts planned for this year, but you also get access to everything that's been created before. So all of the past month's content going back to March 2020. And so I'll show you a little bit of what that looks like. Let me share my screen. So when you log in, you will see this. This is the homepage of the hub. There's new members start here. You would click that and it'll take you to an introductory section. But new this month. So the newest class will be posted here. I'm filming this just before I've posted the new class. Then need help. So you can always email us directly. Content library, and I'll get into this. This is basically everything. This is your access to everything. Down the side here in the sidebar, I've listed every masterclass. So once a month, I do a new masterclass. This may be by me or by me in combination with someone else or by someone else, but it will be about a specific topic about art or being an artist. The Artist Mindset is our newest class, which by the time you join will be there. Intuitive Painting was last month's class, and I did that in conjunction with Sally Ann Ashley, who's one of our members and a fantastic artist. And you can see that each masterclass consists of several videos and usually some kind of assignment or exercises to do at the end. Every masterclass is entirely voluntary. So some months you'll realize, yeah, that's not really for me. I'm not interested in that. And you'll just skip it. We had one about websites. You may not want a website. You may not need a website. But if you do ever get to the point where you need a website, here is all that you will need to create it. So if you get to the point where you want one, you will have this, wherever you remember this is available. We had Doing You. This was thinking about what kind of artist you want to be, and really some tools and techniques for figuring out who you are as an artist. You may not need that one, but you might be really interested in working in a sketchbook. So in that one, I showed you my sketchbooks. I had a list of sketchbook prompts, and this is downloadable. And this is just all sorts of ideas for working in a sketchbook if you want to do that kind of sketchbook work. I shared my sketching materials. So you will see little videos. There's lots of these little videos. And I'm showing you in here just how different materials you can use in a sketchbook. So that's the kind of video that you can expect. Making your own sketchbook. Sometimes I pull in videos from other people. So sometimes it's easier to show you someone who's experienced and expert at this and not me. So I'll pull those in from YouTube. That saves you looking for this stuff. So these masterclasses are here. We've got more practical. So working with color, there's a whole class on color, temperature, contrast, saturation, mixing chromatic grays, creating harmony through a limited palette. So these are really valuable lessons, and this is all there for you when you join. So it's just waiting. Annual review and planning, really good time in the new year to start thinking about this, thinking about what you want your year to look like, reviewing your art year, planning your next year, and looking and sharing my planners. So I'll always share what I'm doing with you and explain this is how I lay out my planners. So, and I'll explain to you how I do things always. That's the key part of this, is me sharing as much as I can to help you. So those are the masterclasses, but that's only part of what's available to you. So if we get back to here, the content library. So there's the monthly masterclasses, which are listed out down here for you. In conversation, these are guest interviews. So we've had Faye Bridgewater, Georgina Noel, who's a mindset and life coach, Cassia Clark on bold moves and working in a series, David Mankin on the importance of process, Bibi Gignile on creative collage and total freedom, Lewis Noble on abstracting the landscape, Mary French on abstract and collage, Danny Gregory on drawing, Gabriel Lippert on disrupted realism. We also interview members, and there are more. That's a summary. We interview members and they talk about their works with some amazing artists. And so these are the past interviews, but we'll be having many more this year. Painting demos and studio notes. Every week we have a studio notes video. Sometimes it's from me. So every 2 to 3 weeks, it's an insight into my studio. Sometimes it's a member who shares with us their art practice or their studio or tips. Here is my last one. So I'll be talking, I'll be explaining what I'm up to. I'll be talking you through my latest work and sharing why I've done what I've done. And then sometimes there'll be painting demo as part of this. And as I work, I explain what I'm doing. So that is the studio notes section. And there are hundreds of those now for you to go back and watch. And they're really fascinating. I love it when somebody else does them, of course, because it's really interesting. We keep all the previous studio updates on YouTube. And here you can see how many there are to watch. So if you join as a member, you do not have to ever be bored. You can always have something to watch. Painting demos, I add to these from time to time when I film something that I think would be useful. So this is just a sketchbook session. Blend on page. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and you can follow along with the process. And of course, any of these videos you can make large like this so that you can really see what's happening. Have the time to wipe them up that you do. Member resources is a section that we are now building up. So we have recommended podcasts, recommended art history videos, things that are free on YouTube, recommended books. We also have member tips. This is a new section, so it's only just beginning to be built up. But if you're a member and you would like to share something with other members, then you would do so here. So here's Jean Keegan Henry sharing how she disposes of acrylic paint water in an environmentally friendly way. And this is, as I say, a brand new section. So quite new at the moment. Here is Tracy sharing her mobile storage unit and sharing how she uses that. And Tracy is our community manager. I shall tell you about her in a second. And finally, I haven't showed you archives, past Q&As and past newsletters. So every month we have a Q&A session with me, and you can submit questions in advance and we go through all of those. And we also have monthly newsletters. So you will never keep up with everything that happens in Art Tribe, but once a month we send you out a recap with links to anything you might be interested in. So you never have to worry about keeping up. You can just look out for that at the end of the month and catch up with anything you've missed. We also have the Art Tribe Facebook group, and this is the place where members share their work. Every Friday, we have a work sharing day, and people can post their art. The rest of the time, we discuss. It's not just looking at people's art. People ask questions. Here's somebody asking, I'm struggling with my signature. I'd love to create something artsy and loose. And so she's asking other people for advice on how they create signatures, and various people are answering with their own So this is a great place to get answers to any questions that you have. Now, at the moment, I'm recording this on a Saturday, so all Friday's posts are about people's artwork, but often there will just be conversation and chat in here and people sharing links to things they find interesting. But I like Fridays too, because we get to see what everybody's up to. And you can see the various styles of art. We have realistic painters and we have abstract expressionist painters, and we have people who like to draw, and we have people, it is mostly painters, I will say that, or people who draw, but we do have some ceramics artists. I would love more people. We have a few photographers. I would love more difference and variety, but I understand that I'm a painter and perhaps that's just inevitable. And there are artists of all different levels in this group. So don't feel like you can't join because you're intimidated by what's on show here. Let me stop sharing and I'll come back and talk to you. As I said in my newsletter, my mission is to inspire women particularly, although I'm very happy to inspire men, to find their own creative voice, because I know what happens when you do. When I started making my art again in 2012, I was working in a small 2 meter by 1.5 meter basically cupboard in my house with a little desk fitted. That's where I did my artwork. Now I am in my custom built studio. You can't really see, I've got this propped up, but this was built in the garden for me. I could not have imagined this when I started working in the cupboard. You could have knocked me down with a feather if you had told me this was going to be where I was going to be working. And it's taken from 2012. It was finished in 2020. So it took me 8 years to get to that point. But that 8 years was the most joyful and interesting and rewarding journey as I tapped into more and more of myself. And my making art that was authentically me opened up parts of myself I didn't know, and led me actually to discover that I love teaching, and then led me to start teaching a class, and teaching my course is what made this studio possible financially. And then that led me to start the membership. I could not have foreseen any of that in 2012. In fact, a friend once said to me in about 2015, she said, couldn't you teach other people? And I said, teach? How could I teach other people? I don't know how to teach and I have nothing to teach. And just a few years later, I was teaching. So we cannot see what's ahead for us. You cannot see what's ahead for you. But what I can see for you, and what I know to be true, is that if you put yourself into your work and you make a commitment to your own creativity, you might not be a teacher. You'll be something else, you'll do something else, you'll create something else. And it doesn't have to be that you want art to be your career. It just makes magic in your life. I've seen people change their 9-to-5 job after being more honest with themselves in their art, because they realize they're not happy anymore. I've seen people move house, move out to the coast, move out to live by a lake. Seen people make all kinds of positive changes as a result of finding their own creative voice. This is the magic of finding our own creative voice. And this is why it matters to me so much to do the work that I do. And this is why I want you to come and join us in Art Tribe. What I need spiritually is the reward of doing something that matters and that means something. I'm not a young person anymore. And in the remaining, however long I have left on this earth, I'd like to do something meaningful. And it turns out that what I'm really good at is inspiring other people to free up, get loose, get creative, find their own creative voice. And if they already are artists, helping them to take their work to the next level and to tap into more and more authentic parts of themselves. That's what I can do. And that's what I do in Art Tribe. And that's why I want you to come and join us. So have a look at the link, which is in the newsletter where you're watching this video, or below this video on YouTube, and you join for free. So you get 30 days to check it out and see if I'm telling you the truth. And if you cancel before that point, then there's no obligation. I very briefly just want to introduce you to my community manager, which I said I was going to do, and then I didn't. If I go back to share my screen, when you join, there's a new member section. And you will see this video, which is Meet Tracy, your community manager. Tracy joined me in last year. Tracy is wonderful. and she manages all the day-to-day admin of Art Tribe. That's what she looks like. She lives in South Africa. She is just an amazing creative artist, makes all kinds of different work. She used to be a very successful award-winning ceramicist, and she's since moved into painting. And she actually helps, she will be one of your main contacts. She will answer questions. She will show you where things are. She will help you with any admin issues. She's an angel. And so she keeps everything running smoothly, because inspiring people is my strength. Administration is not my strength. So I've taken care of my lack of ability by hiring someone who has those abilities. Anyway, I really hope that you'll come and join us. I really hope you can see the value in what we've created here. At least give it a try for 30 days and see what you think. Let us know if you have any questions by just sending an email to yourarttribeteam@gmail.com. That's yourarttribeteam@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you in there for the 30-day trial. See you soon. Bye.